Hi Saints. Hola, it's late. I'm starting the vlog really late. I think it's about, let me see, almost 7, like 5 minutes to 7. So it's pretty late, but I wanted to start the vlog outside. I did post a video today, a video that I owed you guys since last week. And I finally edited it and I posted it up. And then hopefully I'll be able to edit this video and post it up today as well too. So I wanted to start the vlog outside. Today's Monday, right? I keep thinking of today's Monday. Yeah, today is Monday. Today is what? April? No, we're in May. Oh, today's May 2nd. I just realized that. New month. I hope all new things, all great things for myself, for everybody else as well. It's nice outside. It's starting to get a little chilly, but it's really nice out. I don't know if you guys know, I have a little lake. I have a lake in my backyard. It's like a boat dock / lake in my backyard. We don't have a boat, but there's one in our back. There's a lake in the backyard. If we had a boat, we can just jump in the boat and keep it going. So I want to put some chairs further down there, like when I'm like sitting there in front of the lake area, but I haven't done that yet, but I'm planning on it. The yard's pretty clean. It needs to be probably cleaned up in the next week or so, but my husband takes care of all that. Anyway, Saints, so I'll be back. I'm gonna jump inside. I want to do Bible study with everybody. I'm just coming outside for a quick break, and then I'm gonna go inside and we're gonna have Bible study, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So I'll see you guys in a few. Love you guys. Hi Saints, I'm back. I started when I started to press start on the camera. I have to look to make sure that the camera's on when I'm pressing it. So as I'm doing it, I'm thinking like, oh, I actually missed doing this. So good. I'm not to say good morning. Good evening, Saints. So I'm back. I wanted to start the vlog outside because I've been promising you guys to get some fresh air, and I wanted you guys to see how beautiful it was outside. And the sound, you know, you can hear the sound of fresh air outside. It's beautiful in Florida. It's beautiful weather. So I wanted you guys to, I just wanted us to start the vlog outside, but I want to spend some more time outside. I really do. One reason why I hesitate to actually vlog outside is because my neighbors are very nosy people. And I honestly do not want to talk about anything about my life, whether it's basic or not, around them, just with all due respect, you know. So I definitely refrain from recording outside a lot because I do not want you know, I don't want any of my information being talked about or mentioned. You know what I mean? I just don't. I love my privacy. I'm a very private person, so I'd like to I don't know. So but anyways, I will be going outside more. I want to be closer to the water. I think we get more sunlight down there as well. I mean, we get sunlight in the backyard, don't get me wrong, but like now I'm looking out the window and you can see like the sun is just right in the center of where the little lake is. We don't have a dock there. Our neighbors do. Not the neighbors next to us, but the neighbors after us does as well. And a few other people have nice porch / boat docks built back there. They're really pretty. It's Boca Raton, so it's really beautiful. So it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But anyways, but we don't have a dock back there, and we don't have a boat back there. And the good thing about that lake is that you can actually swim in that. You can go skinny dip. Is it skinny dipping? I don't know what it's called, but you can actually swim in that lake, and there's no alligators in the lake, so which is nice, which is really nice. So yeah. So anyways, I don't plan on ever swimming back there whatsoever, unless I own the property. I'm not building a a deck slash boat dock back there. I mean, it would be really nice if there was already one built back there. I'd have tons of fun back there, but I'm not building one on a property that yeah, so I'm back. Sorry, Saints. So I want to do a setup back there, so when we're talking, I have a little setup back there. But anyways, that's what I'm thinking about. But I just wanted you to know that we'll be outside more often. But when we do go outside, I want a certain area where I know that I can vlog and feel comfortable and still enjoy the fresh air. Still feel like I'm secure. Still feel as though my information and my business, whatever I'm discussing, is safe. Even though I'm vlogging, you know what I mean. But you know, whatever. So I mean. Yeah, so anyway, Saints, my plants are doing good. But did I tell you guys I do not want any more plants? I do not want any more plants. My mom was telling me that my sister has about over 100, or maybe it was 200 plants in her house. Like she's a plant hoarder, you know, but I'm sure she has it done nicely, whatever, but amazing. First of all, that's amazing to have those many plants. I think plants are beautiful. If anybody can have them or take care of them, I mean, if you can decorate them and put them all over your house and do it nicely, go for it. Plants are absolutely gorgeous. And I bet my sister's house is absolutely gorgeous, filled with plants. So yeah, so I don't want any more plants. I have the plants that I have, and they're already a lot of work. But I'm going to repot this plant. This is the plant. This is this plant here, right? And I don't know what it's called. I mean, if I see the name again, I know what it is, but I don't know what the name is called. But my thing about this plant, it's that it's dying to me, right? But listen, you see this plant, I have this plant, and from this plant comes this plant. Do you guys see the difference? You see that? Do you guys see that? Like, this plant is gorgeous, and they do really well in a glass container. They really, really do. And now that you're looking at it, some of you might know what the plant is called, because you look at the pink, the one in the pink vase, the pink planter, you're like, what is that? But if you look at this, you know exactly what plant it is, right? So, and then if you guys remember a few vlogs back, I was telling you that I had this plant, right, in another small little container, and I was saying that I was going to take that little plant, that little small container, and switch it and put it into a glass vase or a glass container, which the glass container for me is a recycled candle, right, candle holder. So I went ahead and did repot that plant that was in a little canister, right? It was in a little canister like this, and it looked like this, right? Now I repotted it in one of the glass containers. Look at it. Not only is it beautiful, and it's in a glass container. They do really well in a glass container. Not only is it beautiful, right? But it decided to grow in the front a separate little plant. It wasn't doing that before. It looked like these leaves, but these leaves are healthier than the leaves that I just showed you in the pink planter. You know, so they do really well in glass vases, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I love looking at them. They're beautiful. So so I need to repot this plant in a glass container, and I'm going to do it in a glass container. Actually, I'm going to do it in a cooking glass container that I have. That I'm going to recycle it. It's the same size as this planter holder here, right? Same size, and I'm going to repot it. And God willing, I can do that tomorrow, because this plant is a beautiful plant when it's repotted in a glass container. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I really like this plant. But anyways, so I wanted to talk to you about my plant a little bit. It's just so weird because it's just so weird. Like, this plant actually likes glass containers because it does so well in the glass container. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the plant. It's nice. It's just crazy to me. Anyway, saints, so what else has been going on? I'm trying to think. So weekend was great. I didn't do too much over the weekend. As you guys know, I observed my Sabbath. And I do observe Resurrection Sunday as well. But, you know, on Sundays, you guys know I work and stuff like that. And I do rest. I do rest a little bit, or I do spend time with God for a few hours, you know, on Sundays as well. So it's a daily thing for me, which I'm thankful and grateful for. You know, God is wonderful, God is good, and you know, I continue just to get closer and closer to Him, and I pray for more saints to get closer and closer to Him as well. You know. So, anyways, so let's do Bible study. Let's do Bible study. So we are currently, as of last Friday, I believe, right? Let me see. Are we still on? Oh my goodness, we are still on, and we have not been interrupted. That is awesome. As of last Friday, we started reading Ezra, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we started reading Ezra. So, let's talk about Ezra really quickly, and then I will definitely remind myself to put it in the description box. Yes, because sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, and I don't want the inconsistencies, and I want to definitely make sure that as we go into a new month, there are noises. It's a dog. As we go into a new month and new readings and stuff like that, and now that we're here vlogging, I want to make sure that we are, one, consistent, two, we allow the word to meditate. We allow the word to minister to us, I should say. We meditate on the word, but let it minister to us. We can't do without God. You know what I mean? We just can't. We cannot do without God. So I just want us to just really finish off reading our Bible study together. Because, you know, you and I, saints, on YouTube, we didn't start reading at the beginning of Genesis. On Bigo, I started reading it with the saints at the beginning of Genesis. So I think with us, we might have started, I want to say maybe we started in Matthew. I'd have to go back to previous vlogs to see where we started. But I think we might have started in Matthew. Wherever we were with Bigo is where we started here together, right? So we didn't start at the beginning, so there's a lot of things we've missed together on YouTube as a group. So since that is the case, I want to make sure that moving forward, that when we do our Bible study, since we miss so much together here on YouTube, that we're taking our time and actually reading our chapters together, and knowing what the chapters really mean, and knowing who's behind the writing and the author. You know, I want us to really understand the fullness of each chapter, right? And again, since we here on YouTube didn't start at the beginning of Genesis, we're starting not even in the middle, but we're starting somewhere somewhere in our book together. For us, we're starting at, let's just say for us, clean slate, we're starting at Ezra, right? I want to make sure that we really, really listen and pay attention very, very carefully and attentively to what we're reading, so that way we can get grasp a lot of the information, especially in the Old Testament. And then we definitely want the New Testament to minister to our lives. And the Old Testament will do the same thing too, in a different way, but it'll do the same. Not in a different way. It'll do the same thing to you as well. So I just want us to pay attention, close attention to what we're reading and understanding, and again, it's gonna go to full circle, because once we're done reading the Bible this time around, we're gonna take a 2-week break, and then we're gonna go right to the beginning of Genesis again. So it's gonna come full circle. It's gonna come full circle. So so it'll come full circle. So we don't have to worry too much or feel like, oh my goodness, I'm lost. No, just push through. And that's why I'm saying, while we're pushing through, take your time to really read it. Take your time to meditate on the word. Take your time to understand it. Go back to it. I have to do the same thing, and I've had to do the same thing, and I continue to do the same thing over and over again. No matter how many times I read the Bible, no matter times that I know the stories behind the Bible, it doesn't matter. I still have to go back. We all do, because God tells us to meditate on His words day and night. We have to. I got some faux flowers here that Mia took out of my vase in my office, but I don't really like these flowers the way they're made. Mia just could just pull the flower bud, and it's off the little metal thing that is stuck on. You know what I mean? So sorry, saints. Anyway, so all right. Anyway, so I gotta get some new flowers for my vase in my office. Right now it's empty. I'm gonna throw these out. I don't need these at all. These are horrible, horrible flowers that I should have returned the minute that they were sent to me, but whatever. Anyways, so let's talk about Ezra. So Ezra is a priest, is a young priest, and he's very faithful to God. He's definitely a warrior for God. He definitely loves God. He follows God's decrees, and he follows God's laws, and he walks with the Lord. He's a very honest, good man of God. Very, very honest, good man of God. And so now Ezra takes us back to the Babylonian exile. Now, the Israelites were the first people to ever be enslaved, right? And they were the first people to ever get out of slavery as well. And then, years and years after getting out of slavery, they were punished by God to be exiled to Babylon for 70 years, because they missed 70 years worth of Sabbath. Yeah. Right? Sabbath is important. This is why I always encourage you, saints, observe your Sabbath. Right? You may be rusty at it because you're new to it, you never done it, but start to do it. Start to observe your Sabbath and be consistent with observing your Sabbath. When I say that you may not yet used to it, is that you may find yourself at home observing your Sabbath, and you start cleaning something, you gotta remind yourself, well, no, this is Sabbath time, right? I mean, in like that kind of a way, but we gotta observe our Sabbath. So the Israelites were basically, that's like prison. Were basically put we're exiled to Babylon for 70 years because they missed 70 years of Sabbath before God's kingdom. So in Ezra walks us through, because Ezra experienced being exiled to Babylon. Ezra also experienced leading others out of Babylon because he found favor in Babylon, because he loved God and he trusted God and he was very faithful to God. So in Ezra, the book of Ezra, it's twofold. It's Ezra showing us life, how it's going to adjust, how it's starting to adjust in Jerusalem. But then he also shows what it was like to be there for 70 years under their captivity and under their laws and decrees, and pretty much and basically being enslaved to them, working for them, doing what they say. Like they were exiled to this place for 70 years, right? So we get to see that. Now, the other thing about Ezra, and I mentioned this in other vlogs, is regarding First Chronicles and Second Chronicles, because Ezra is considered to be the writer of First Chronicles and Second Chronicles. Now, not everybody believes that. Not every historian or scholar finds that to be factual. So instead, they call the author of Ezra the chronicler, right? However, if anybody here are Bible study scholars, and again, there's some scholars. Okay, so First Chronicles and Second Chronicles was written by Ezra to guide the Israelites and to remind them, to comfort them, to encourage them of who they are and who they were before the Babylonian captivity. So just picture yourself, right? Now that we're reading Ezra, we get to see what it's like to be exiled to Babylon, and we also get to see what it's like getting out of Babylon and going back home, right? So in First Chronicles and Second Chronicles, right, picture Ezra, which I believe is the author. Picture Ezra, who experienced being exiled and who experienced leading people out of the exile because he found favor, right? And here he is, probably in the evening time when he has time to himself. Here he is sitting back and writing First Chronicles and Second Chronicles. You know, every day, little by little, writing something to create this guide, this book, to remind the Israelites of who King David was. Don't forget who King David was now, right? To remind the Israelites of Adam and Eve, about their Sabbath that, you know, unfortunately they didn't observe, and stories about different kings. So he wrote that so that as they were getting out of the exile, right? You know, can you imagine being, I'll call it, enslaved for 70 years, and then now you're being told you can go, or in prison for 70 years, and now you're being told you can go home. You're like, you haven't been there for so long, so you have to recap, right? And so the First Chronicles and Second Chronicles is the recap for the Israelites, to remind them of everything that they are before God's kingdom. So that will give them a sense of encouragement, a sense of hope, right? It'll awaken their spirit, you know? It'll put them close, keep them closer to God, remind them of things, be more appreciative. It'll enlighten them. And that's what First Chronicles, Second Chronicles was written for. So now we're reading Ezra, who 90% believe wrote First Chronicles and Second Chronicles, right? And not only do we get to be reminded of everything that happened up until the exile, but at the same time too, now that we've already read First Chronicles and Second Chronicles, we get to read Ezra's life, and then one can only imagine, oh my goodness, did Ezra write First Chronicles and Second Chronicles at nighttime? Because I know he worked for Babylon during the day. Did he do it at nighttime? Did he start writing it? I'm sure when did he start writing it? Did he start writing it the minute he got in captivity, or did he start writing it a little bit after? You know what I mean? You start to wonder, you know. Oh, I'll be right back, Saints. That's my husband. I'll be right back. Hi, Saints. I'm back. Sorry about that. That was my hubby, and I wanted to get him, say hi, greet him, get dinner for him, get him settled in. So anyway, so we're back. Okay, so for Bible study reading, we began reading Ezra last Friday. Let me just take a look, because I have Bible study every morning on Bigo, and I post it. When we're doing Bible study, I always post where we left off with our Bible study reading. So okay, so yeah, so we actually started Ezra 5 days ago, according to the Temple at Bigo's message board. So okay, so the first couple of chapters of Ezra, as you read, we'll be showing you, we'll be showing you in the reading, or you'll see in the reading, Ezra leading people out of Babylon and back to Jerusalem, and they're rebuilding the temple. So you'll see that in the first couple of chapters. You're actually going to see that, to be honest with you, from Ezra 1 all the way to today's reading, which is today's reading was Ezra chapter 6, 7, and 8. So yeah, so I would say from Ezra chapter 1 all the way to Ezra chapter 8, you are going to witness and see people leaving Babylonia. Sorry if I can't pronounce it right. I feel like my accent, so I say Babylon. You'll see them being exiled out of Babylon back into Jerusalem, and you'll also see that that Ezra is part of helping the king to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. So you'll see that in the first 8 chapters. First 8 chapters. Okay, so yeah, Saints. So that's actually really good for us, as far as me starting to be more consistent with putting down the Bible study reading, and also it also helps us to know from chapter 1 of Ezra to chapter 8 of Ezra, they are getting together to get out of Babylon and then build the temple of the Lord, rebuild the temple of the Lord. So that's easy enough to understand. So and then of course, as you know, Saints, we read both the Old and the New Testament every single day. And so let's see here. So again, I'm starting with when we started Ezra. And so when we started Ezra, we actually was reading John chapter 19, verses 23 and 42. And then the following day we read John chapter 20. And then today we are reading John chapter 21. So I think I mentioned to you as well, Saints, that I had a broken phone not too long ago, and so I actually missed a couple of days. We would be further along if I didn't have the phone issues that I had a week or two prior. I don't remember when it was now, but when it was. So in the closing of John, for chapter 19, 20, and 21, as you will see, is the beginning of Jesus going up to the cross to die going up to the cross to die on the cross for our sins. Sorry about that, saints. Yeah, so again, you know, so you're going to see that in John. So John again is leading all the way up to the crucifixion, the resurrection, and that's the last part that you're going to read about in John. So anyways, I'm talking too much. All right, saints, so that's all for today. I need to edit this video. It's already 8:28. You already know how this app is that I use to update, to edit, as well as to export the video before I can get over to YouTube. So I want to get that going now. I just want us to be consistent with our Bible study reading. It's really important to me. This channel was created in honor of God, and it was created not only to talk about motherhood or being a wife or business, but the main purpose is the walk with the Lord. It's for us to walk with God. It's for us to have reverence for God. It's for us to read our Bibles daily, word for word. It's for us to know who He is and not walk around and say, I love God, but don't even know who He is and what He is and what He stands for, you know? So that's always going to be first and foremost in my life, and it's really all that I know, to be honest with you. So anyways, I love you guys. Have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow for more Bible study reading. I'm definitely going to put these Bible study reading in the description box. I'm just going to take it from the message board from Bigo, and I'll be back tomorrow. I love you guys very much. Have a good day, saints. Have a good evening. Love you.